Welcome to 032 Conversations, a podcast where we talk to creatives, see how they live and how they do their work. I'm your host, Carlo Villarica. This is episode 2 of 032 Conversations, and it seemed like people enjoyed episode 1. If somebody even mentioned they like the chickens. Well, sorry, Nick. There are no chickens today. Right now, I'm recording this in my son's little playroom. Everybody's asleep. It's just me in this quiet little house, and hopefully, you won't hear any background noise. I'm just sipping a little wine and talking on the microphone by myself. Anyway, in this episode of 032 Conversations, I talked to Kaloy Uypuanco. He's some of you may know him as an architect, a production designer, a teacher. He wears many hats. But my connection with Kaloy is through the local music scene in Cebu. Back then, I would like to say like late, 2008, 9, 10, 11. He was known as one of those guys who would come up with really cool gigs. He was connected to all the cool bands. And I used to be in a band myself, and you just knew Kaloy because he was in that scene. It's hard to describe exactly what he did. He didn't play any music. He organized a lot of gigs. But he was a connector of sorts. He's one of those people that can connect to everybody. If you needed something and you asked Kaloy, he was very likely to be able to recommend somebody to you. And those kinds of people they're very important to a culture, and especially to a scene like the music scene in Cebu back in the day. Now, it occurred to me as I interviewed him that I didn't really know his story. I didn't know how he became that go-to person in the scene, right? So we're going to hear about that in the episode. But I'd also like to plug the Rocket One event. Kaloy he's the main person under Rocket One Music, and they've got an event this April 21 featuring Urban Dub, Fast Pitch, Shuffled, Power Spoons, and Bethany. The event's going to be called Big Bang, April 21, 5 p.m., Cebu Grand Hotel. We're helping him doing the marketing, but it looks to be like he's going to talk about it more on the pod, but I'm excited. Buy some tickets. If you buy before March 15, you get the early bird price. Go to rocket1music.com. All right. It's, we need some good rock gigs, and I'm excited that this April 21, it's going to be really good. None of those like short sets make the Urban Dub and Fast Pitch. They're going to be playing like long, as Kaloy mentions in the pod, they're going to be playing long sets, 10 to 12 songs. None of those 2 or 3 or 4 song sets, where bitin or kaayo. We want to see them play their music. And, frankly, we don't get to see them that often anymore. So, this is a chance for Cebu to experience that kind of environment again. Anyway, a good old rock show. So make sure you subscribe to 032 Conversations on iTunes, Stitcher, and I think a lot of us really use Spotify, and pretty lucky that we're also on Spotify, so you can subscribe there too. And leave a rating on iTunes. That really helps the show. I won't hold you any longer. Here's my conversation with Kaloy Uypuanco.
Minaw lang ka?
Yeah, minaw lang po.
It's like an audiobook.
It's like an audiobook. Yeah, but what I like about it is that you subscribe to the shows, and then whatever the show's schedule is, it just keeps. The audiobook, there's a start and an end.
Yeah.
The show just keeps going if you subscribe to a show that keeps going, no? And then I also like that it's conversational. It's not, yeah. It's but like sometimes like in radio, they're so pressured to keep the audience. There's no dead air, and then so here it's a different experience.
Nung kaya nagka-any podcast ba? Nung kaya naging any. I remember, ako Miss Manila by that time, we were talking about hindi siya sikat. Until now, I don't think sikat ikay siya. It has like a niche market.
Super niche siya.
Yeah.
Actually, the only reason I'm doing it is because I really listen to a lot of podcasts. And then I noticed that if I'm thinking about something kind of over, it just keeps going back in my head over and over and over again. I need to do it. So that happened to me with photography. That happened to me with my bike. I just kept thinking, it'd be nice to learn. It'd be nice to do this and that. And the same thing with the podcast. So I'm not worried so much about getting an audience. The right people. I just want to do it. And I get to hang out with you.
So, kita pa? You have Khalil. Who else?
Just right now, Khalil and you. And then on Monday, I'll probably cut this out in the podcast because I don't want to preempt. But
it's recording now.
And then I have a whole other people that I haven't reached out to yet. I don't wanna.
Yeah, it's nice. That's also nice way to have everyone in also. But I don't know. I've never tried getting a podcast group.
I don't want actually nagduha-duha gani ko with. I wasn't sure if it would be a good idea to get both of them in the room, but I kind of want,
No, do two, but if nanira, you might have a hard time. But I think it's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm not, if we decide to go serious on it, then, I'll invest in some microphones, so naman na. But, I think to start, sometimes it's easier to start with the pinaka-bare bones and basic.
Okay, mo na lingaw na was it's nice to hear local what they think.
Yeah, not just what they think. We'll get to you. Now, the reason why I think that you're really interesting for the podcast is that more than anybody, I feel like you wear so many hats. You've had I don't know, 3 or 4 careers at the same time.
Yeah, that is actually true, boy.
Diba? So, in fact, what's in my notes? I have notes. No?
That is actually true.
So right now, stop me anytime, no? But talk to me about so your thing where you're focusing on right now is your architecture, diba? So can you talk about that a little bit?
Right. So actually, not a lot of people might know. I've studied architecture, and while I was doing Sonic Boom, I was also doing architecture. But the thing is, bagura ko na license. I just got my license last year, 2017. I took the exam January 2017. I graduated 2009. My first exam 2011 didn't went well.
Okay.
So I took the board exam last year, January. Then I passed, got my license. That's when I really focused on it. But the thing is, last year when I focused architecture, suddenly by nibalik production design.
Yeah. Because I want to get to that because I've seen some of those pictures.
Right. So it was weird because I literally stopped doing production. I openly said to people, and this was 2016. This was 2016 when I told people that I'm not going to do production anymore. I'm not going to do shoots anymore. I'm not going to be involved in anything in terms of production, music, everything. How bad it went? I deleted everything, I deleted all my files, my hard drive, everything. I lost everything. So, anyway, focus on black architecture, focus on it. Naman me firm, worked with my aunt in that firm. It's a family firm. And then we got projects here and there. Not really big ones, just small ones. Pinakadako lang is there's a resort in Bohol. It's ongoing now. But last year, John Gonzalez, photographer,
Yeah.
he invited me. He called up and asked, because one of my last production shoots, 2015, I think, was with Block Residences. So I built a set for them, and then John Gonzalez was the photographer as well niya. Nagkailam I knew him na before pa. Okay, hindi ko niya mga work. And then nagkailam and he was just saying, like, I build sets for Baguio, but I want someone to build it for me, hustle, kapoy, whatever.
How did you meet him? Was he the photographer for Black?
Siya ang photographer for
okay.
Black. At that time, Hannah Lim of Camden, she was handling the campaign. I think the whole brand. She built the entire brand for Block. She's handling the campaign, and then they wanted to do a video shoot.
Yeah.
Ang output ato was, I think, for online and for sales.
Okay.
And then they got John for a photographer. So we built a set. They rented a warehouse. I'm not sure if it's a warehouse, but there were a lot of cars there for Kia. So it should be a Kia warehouse. Anyway, but it was in Talamban. I didn't say about any Kia thing on the gates. But it was, I think they just whatever. But anyway, we built a set there. Naghan ba like 4 to 5 sets, even exterior. Because at that time, wala pa block the building.
Okay. So they didn't even have the showroom, nothing?
They didn't have the showroom yet, no building. It was all planned. Planning pa siguro to a stage. And then, so Moto, I met John through that project.
Yeah, wait, just for the listeners. So Block Residences is like a condominium
It's a
project.
condominium. It's a condominium project by RFK. Regal Fiona King Holdings, I think.
Okay.
But anyway, not plugging them.
Just telling the story.
You can take that out if you like.
So
I met him. I met John through that project, and then si John Mangord, when I look at his projects, ni asked you at that time, like, who does your sets? Because some of your work, I noticed there are sets. Initially, I told him, like, I thought these are mga 3D lang, animation, green screen, and then put in lang yan. Anyway, he said some are those, and then some are you build yun yan. Siya lang. But then kung siya lang daw, it's very limited because ang iyang knowledge for production design, mayo man yung knowledge for production design because foreign man ang iyang but when he does it, medyo ingon siya nako, small sets lang.
And then also it's hard also to focus on coming
building
up with the process. I mean, doing
process,
everything. You're doing everything. Good.
Exactly. Concept, build, shoot, light, all those things. So, Opportunity came last year. It was for a brand.
Say whatever.
It's for organic Asahi. You know that drink? It's a berry drink.
All right.
That berry health drink, supplement, those types of brands, products. So it's for them. And then he called up and he said, I concept, approved on client, but they want to shoot in a studio. Okay, I don't think kapoy na mangita pag location, like this and like that. So I was like, I told him honestly, like, sir,
you're not doing it now.
Yeah, I'm not doing it now, but I can just choose. I choose na lang yung clients who I want to work with. Easy lang, dili siya.
I guess that's also very important because, like, you can. There are people with the money, but they're also really difficult to work with. And then in the end, I guess, I don't know. I'm maybe you've been in situations like that where you just
it's stressful.
It's stressful, and in the end, it's just not worth it.
Not worth it. There you go. It's not, because at the end of the day, we're nabot na sa point should not be only money.
Yeah.
Because health related. Dapat dili siya stress. So I told him that, and then he said, like, sige lang, let's just meet up and let's discuss and let's see what we can do, okay? He said his opening lines were, I have walls here, we can just recycle it. So I was like, okay, that it's John.
He's selling you on the
right. So he's selling me on the easy part. So I was like, but anyway, it's John Gonzalez by. So like, sige, sir, I'll go. So we met up. Pretty easy. Easier to get kayo set. So
that was the first one.
That was the first
because
one.
Because the last few that I've seen, I don't think I would have
You wouldn't
considered
think it
them
was
easy.
easy, right? So that was the first one. It's all white lang. Yung yung requirement is he wanted either a window, because the peg was, it had a window or a sliding door.
Okay.
It was shot in an actual house.
Ah.
So dito, that was the important thing. So you have to do a layout on the studio where there's a backdrop where mura siyang outdoor. So we went into talking of how to do it, and then the budget was approved, and we did it. And then it occurred to me, production design was my first entry to this creative, I wouldn't say industry, this creative world that we have, this city that we have.
Yeah.
Mo yung pinaka-una na ko.
Even before the music?
Even before the music.
Oh ba?
Yeah, but personally gamay, but I grew up, my parents separated but sila, no?
Mm.
But my mom is in the design architecture side.
Okay.
Una in business in their family. And then my dad is into advertising. But my dad is, in his prime, he was a famous theater director. So I grew up in theaters.
You know, this explains quite a bit of like I mentioned earlier on, where you wear so many hats, no? And then there's architecture, there's the music, there's the event production, and then I guess
Production design.
the production design. And I don't know, but like the thing with your, I guess in a way you got it all from your parents because
Sure.
they were.
Yeah, those are my roots, so which not a lot of people know about actually.
So like, did you hang out with them a lot when you were a kid?
I didn't hang out a lot with my mom because they got married at a very young age, 21, 22, I guess, my mom at that time. And she had me also around that age, 22, 23. And then they got separated a few years after that. So she was busy working. So nabiyaan ko sa kong lolo and lola, which is my lolo is the architect.
Okay.
So I grew up in an architectural firm. Because how they practiced before was when he was still starting up, I was still a kid. Nara sa balay ang office.
Yeah.
Wake up, go out.
So you were immersed in the work.
I was immersed in the work.
Yeah.
I was immersed in scale modeling, in hand drawing, and all of that. And then that's every summer. Since 6, 7 years old, every summer na until probably until I graduated high school. That's like every summer, that's the scene. Now, during school time, I lived with my dad.
Okay.
Especially when I was in Sacred. Okay, doon na kayong balay in Sacred Heart.
Yeah.
It's very near in Mango. So I used to literally walk going to school. So every school time, that's from obviously June to March, I was with him. So na ay weekends nga, he brings me to, that time it wasn't still UC, it was still CCC, UC University of Cebu.
Okay.
It was still Cebu Central Colleges, I think.
Okay.
That in UC Main. Yeah, she had just a theater
There.
there.
Okay.
So go there I see them practicing, rehearsing.
So this was when you were in Sacred Heart na high
Sacred
school.
Heart na. No, grade school pa ni
Grade school pa. Okay.
Grade school pa. They were mag-plot sila of like set design, how they do their sets.
Yeah.
They're plotting their stage. At a very young age, but that was my environment. So I know how to mix. Basically, growing up, I know how to mix both.
Yeah.
Because that is what production design actually is.
Ito.
So it's like mixing both. So, wala na ba, hands down, when I graduated high school, even before I graduated high school, we just got a discussion with this with my mom actually, just few nights ago lang yun. Because come up na siya ba, nahibugan ni kung anong akong anak ng architecture. Then I told him like, Mama, I didn't know any course. Growing up, it was architecture. So, I took up architecture ba niya. While still studying, di man straight akong path while studying. But anyway, 2005, about that year, so before that, I was designing stages now for my dad.
Yeah.
I was still studying.
When you were in school?
College ba, yeah.
In college, okay.
I was, even high school pa, I designed stages for my dad while we were doing theater.
Okay.
Kasi yung mga theater works at that time, which was, nasa Singapore. I was designing like sets na.
So you got the skills of the set design partly from being the architect, like in the the architectural environment as well as hanging out with
hanging
your
out
dad.
with the theater environment because I understood dimensions, scaling, architecture,
Yes.
and then I learned stage design through theater works for my dad. It's a different kind of practice. Like you just need this wall to tell the story. So I know how to build and draw that wall because of architecture. But understanding it not to do the entire wall, but just this wall.
It's a theater setting.
Theater setting.
Okay.
At a very early age, yeah. Anyway, I was doing interior work also for him because he was into advertising na. He used to be part of Graphic FX. Still, Graphic FX is still actually, ano pa na siya now, it's still, the agency is still operating. And then, campaigns, then he transferred to Campaign Cebu. So I did some interior works for them also. I did their interior design of their office. So nanay architecture gamay while I was still studying. But 2005 I met a friend from IAFT, International Academy of Film and Television, that film school in Bigfoot.
Yes.
So there were, I met a friend and they were like shooting short films and whatnot. And I was like, oh, lingaw lingani. I had no experience, but it was fun. So, come 2006, that's like opening because they were producing a foreign film. Deep Gold, the title.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I have a funny. So I was doing some. Speaking of Deep Gold, I was doing some research. I don't want to come here blind, but when I talk to you, so search your name on Google, and then there's like an Ask FM. What's that? Ask FM.
There was Ask FM.
Yeah, Ask FM, and then people asking you questions, and then there's like one of them asked like, "What's the shittiest movie you've seen?" And then you answered Deep Gold.
So
oh, why is that?
So there were so back to that. They were hiring people. I think all my friends, mga students, some of them were working now because they graduated or whatever. So they were like, oh, Deep Gold is looking for production assistants.
Yeah.
PA ba. So, it was summer, I had nothing to do, so I went there, applied. I don't know, some people say I was lucky, but some people say it was unlucky. But what happened was, when I applied for PA they saw my resume, like architecture student go, whatnot, my own experiences, blah, blah, blah. So instead of ma-PA ako, because it was enticing, they were paying the PA, let's not talk numbers lang, kailangan kayo, no? But a good amount.
You were still in college.
Yeah, I was still in college.
So
a good amount and doing it per week. So I was like,
okay. So I mean, when you're in college, you're not earning anything. Any
amount is good enough, right? So it was really good. So I applied and then gikuha ko ba, instead of as PA, they gave me a better position. They gave me a second assistant art director position, which I did not understand unsay function.
Okay.
I just they explained briefly unsay function. I didn't really understand it because I had no movie experience.
Yeah.
At that point, I still had no movie experience. So
Deep Gold was your first in terms of
film industry.
Okay.
Movie production.
Yeah.
So that was literally the first. So no short films. I've just, ito lang mga student work but I've never been a part of. I just go to their shooting and then just look at them, whatever, and being a part of the crew. So, but acted on some. So anyway, what do I heard the functions. I think it was doable, but my attitude was, I'm just gonna learn it.
Yeah.
So, because okay na gani kayo ang amount sa PA, unsa pagkahani. So when they offered
okay, good.
It was okay, good kayo hindi ko kabalibad. So I went in, I dove in, I learned how to do it, and that was my introduction for the film industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there by niya. That led me to my music. So basically, when I said yes to that, it opened a lot of doors. It opened a lot of doors, basically. When I went in, the thing with me was, because I was learning while doing, nainganyo ko ba, I learned so many things. I met so many people. I didn't get stuck with just art direction. I didn't get stuck with production design. I learned a little bit, understanding lang how cinematography works, understanding how production manager, what they do.
Where you mentioned that, so that stint with Deep Gold opened a lot of doors, even to like the music.
Even up to the music.
So how did that happen?
Okay, so
Because I think a lot of people.
let's just get back to the how Deep Gold is the shittiest movie.
Oh, sige.
We want to do it now.
Oh, it's really up to you.
No, Mike. So Deep Gold, Mike. So Deep Gold, though.
Oh.
Everyone. So a director in that movie is the owner of Bigfoot.
Yeah. Oh.
Alright, so I think most of the audience probably who will listen to this one would probably know him. So, since nigawas na siya, and I'm sure it's gonna be out there, it's the shittiest movie I've ever seen, but in all honesty, it opened a lot of doors, a lot of opportunities, and a lot of learnings. I am sure not just for me, but a lot of people.
Oh.
Grabe jud kayo ang experience that Deep Gold gave to me, and I'm sure a lot of
So in a way, it was pivotal in that sense.
it's pivotal in that sense. Yeah, it's not the shittiest, it's not ugly or whatsoever, but it was a B movie.
Yeah.
Masulti lang na ako siya nga, it was, that was my term, because, kuhan magod siya, ang experience, there were a lot of moments where ang experience namo while shooting it, we weren't happy about it. Yun. So, wala siya ba? Like, the movie ba, it took so long to finish. If I'm not mistaken, like 4 years, 5 years probably. But yeah, like, it's a B movie.
Which has its B movies have a place man sa Diyo.
Yes.
You know.
Pero na siya ba, it launched everywhere. But parang ako ba, going back to Deep Gold now, it really opened a lot of doors. Because at that time ago, nagkansad kayo ang inexperience in Cebu na when they got to work for Bigfoot or Deep Gold, the experience they learned as well, like me, na karon they're actually doing stuff, they're working now in the industry because of their experience there. Nagkan kayo. So regardless if it's a shitty movie, regardless if the experiences were not that good, like along the way, it still is that experience for me. And probably with some other people that I know, it's pivotal, it's life-changing, and opened a lot of opportunities and doors and learning as well. So para nako, what happened to me was, because like I said, I was learning to a lot of departments now. There's a branch in Bigfoot here in Ramos na to. I think it was around 2007, if I'm not mistaken. Nag-conceptualize lang nilang mga own shows. And nigawas ni siya in RCTV by that time. And then I was introduced and they tasked me to direct that show.
Okay,
and then they made a website for it, and it's a reality show. It's a match.com.
Okay.
Sounds Tinderish.
But yeah.
Anyway, so ang concept ato nila was it's a university reality show. They get like male and then female audience, male personality and female personality in the school, and then has like competition, and who wins will represent the school. And then nasa ilaing school sport, and then they compete.
Is it like a beauty pageant?
It's not like a beauty pageant, yun. It's more of like a really light, more like Amazing Race, but not to that level. Yeah. Like there were activities, there were like they have things to do and whatnot.
Okay.
And challenges, but they have to do it together. Okay. They're partners sila ba, boy and girl, or ganun style. So I was tasked to direct that. Yeah. It went out to their website, and then it went out to our TV also. But while doing production, there can get issues, like original music, original song, like that.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was going into shows. At early age pa ba, I was going into shows naman sad because my dad knows a lot of musicians as well. So I think kung I know Urban Dub already, I know Ambassador. I don't know them personally, but I know their music at that time. So I was like, what if we just approach bands na lang? Okay, and we asked them to put their, kasi RCTV was also doing their show at that time, which you guys were actually a part of.
The one with
the Shoot Ya Live.
Yeah.
But that was around 2008, 2009, I think, around that time. But so since they're doing that, let's just try to pick
That
bands
was happening at the same
at
time.
the same time.
So you weren't even in the music yet.
No,
Scene.
that was 2007. Not yet.
Oh, ba?
Not yet.
Wow. Okay.
Not yet. But Sonic Boom was already alive in Manila.
Oh, yeah,
2006. Earlier pa na by Lighter
Sonic
Press.
Boom was, yeah.
So no. So what happened was may kauban sa production si Karen Toledo. She's not Toledo now. She's San Diego na now.
Oh.
Nahilig sad sa music, nasa sa scene and know some people. So we're like, okay, who do we know? Who can we get? Who can we approach? So ako fan ko ambassadors at that time.
Oh.
So nangita ko nila. So that was the first time I had a chance to talk to Alex Lim.
Oh.
I know him, I've seen him around, but he was already based in Manila. I got a chance to talk to him and inquired about ambassadors.
He was representing them
Ambassador at that time. Then ingon man siya nga ba, ano bang ambassadors here, ambassadors na nasa Cebu. So ulit nag Cebu ba? So I was like, okay, so he sounded like not interested, but not really that. I think because ambassador's not there anymore.
Yeah.
So nangita ko way, okay, so asa na ko makitaan? So ask a friend, until I found their studio, this small studio in Espina Village in Virama.
Okay.
English pa na ko sa there. At doon ako ba, they were there.
Timing
Kayo. They were there. I walked in the studio, they were there. They were there with 3 other bands. Ambassadors, not complete though. But Ambassadors was just there because the ilang new guitar player, si Chris, is katong studio is actually in their house.
Okay.
So it was there, Bai was there, sila lang duha actually from Amba. But then Line Divide's crew was there. And then another band called Twinkle Dudu.
Oh yeah, Twinkle Dudu.
I know Twinkle Dudu. I know Ambassadors Bai. I didn't know Line Divides.
Ba?
Yeah, I know Twinkle Dudu because I have a friend.
Maybe they were still new at the time.
They were still very new at the time. So I knew Twinkle Dudu. And ako amigo nga, bay, paminawa, gani. So, typical stereo, Volkswagen. Now, Twinkle Dudu, mayo, cassette tape, bay.
Yeah.
At that time, the record. Sounded really old. Ano may CD nga panahon, but I don't know why cassette ko yung ida. So, cassette. So, me, it's like, good. So, I knew na Twinkle Dudu. So, pag anto nito, met everyone, handshook with everyone, first time to meet Bai in person. Everyone, first time.
Wait. I want to get into the specifics. So you walked in there. Who did you know there? Or you just went there? You just went to the studio?
Katong friend nga na-contact ako, ni-contact siya someone else na sad, then nabalik na ako, mo kuno'y ga-manage. Nag-represent nila sa Cebu. Ambassadors ako ni Bawaan. His name is Edward.
So you knew him?
I didn't know him. He was the contact. So I knew him there. He was the only person I knew there. Oh no, he was the only person nga akong contact there, but I never met him.
So when you went there, you knew that they were just hanging out na? Or like...
I was told they were practicing. So if ganahan ko na po mag-istorya, I could go there at this certain time.
Okay, so you went in there. You didn't know anybody, basically.
Yes.
And then, what? So you're just like, oh, bye, my name's Kaloy. We're looking for some music.
That's it. The way I said it was like, ako si Kaloy. Nangita ko ka ng mga original na music para ma-appeal sa among show, ma-show siya sa RCTV. I pitched myself. I pitched the whatever show.
Yeah.
So, at that point, hesitant si Ambassadors. Kasi, Iping by just left. So, the new frontman is Bai. And then their songs that Bai wrote, wa pa ma-record.
Okay. Yeah.
Katong, Rescue the World. I don't know if you remember that song. That was that era.
I'm really bad with like...
Right. So, giwrite pa ang song at that time. So, he introduced me to the other boys.
Si Bai.
To the other bands, sorry. To Twinkle Dudu, Line Divide. So, we're just there at that time practicing. So, modo, I was introduced, and then they were practicing, and then, of course, they showcased Daydream Dance.
Line Divides, yeah. Which became
the flagship song of that show. It's a Match. So that was it, by that
So
was
that was your
that was the entry. So naitabo by so okay, all right. So we got that right. So now we got their songs.
yeah.
Got into talks. I still did any gigs, but or I still didn't do any gigs. But then we needed to market na the show.
It's a match.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometime late 07, early 08, somewhere between that. We need to market na the show. So then, let's do gigs kasi original songs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, by that time, close na me. Nilabay. I opened up Tapsilugan. There were some small gigs here and there.
Oh, ba?
Yeah, I go to gigs I opened up a Tapsilugan in my place in Banawa.
Well, but you had gigs there?
No, I didn't do gigs
Ah,
there.
so sabi na-
But it was an after show thing. Like after Outpost or after anywhere. Outpost was still very early at this time, by 07, 08. I think they just
Yeah.
opened.
Yeah.
So
Dili mo siya...
sikat or anything.
Well, I also think, di ba, Outpost when they opened, it wasn't really... It didn't become a music bar right away.
No, it was a stambayanan with friends.
Yeah, like a
Sir
resto
Jones.
bar. Yeah, like, even like for the older
older
crew.
guys. Yeah. The OGs.
The OGs.
The OGs ba? You have the Bagat people.
Yeah.
They own it.
They own it, yeah, that's right.
You have Sir Jones. The OG.
Anyway,
so mga young guns ba, they, after gigs, they go to my place, Tapsikis, and they hang out. So that's when nagka-storya may hanahanan. What those things, like, gig na lang ta, himot ta, whatever. So, I pitched that idea to, it's a match. And then there's like, yeah, better. And then, what they did ba is, we needed more bands. Okay? We needed more bands to just really market it para ang school support. So now they're looking into a band competition.
Okay.
So nag-band competition pag sila. So that's when I met so many bands, by.
So you were organizing the band competition?
I was part of.
A part of the organizing
Yeah, because ako naman nailhado nga to, because I've been talking to Bai na they have all these connections with music. So, I'm slowly getting contacts. So because of that band competition, and it was school-based, but we decided not to school-based because if school-based, not all band members are member of one school. Importante lang, there's one there that would represent in a school.
Yeah.
So that they would say Don Bosco me, or they would say USC me, ano ba? So, that's what happened. And then ko na-meet the first time I met Nicolo Nimor on that band competition.
Ba? With his band?
Campbell.
Oh, Campbell.
Right.
So, sila.
I met Shepherd's Plaid in that band competition.
I don't know Shepherd's Plaid. Anyway.
Forgot them. Now they're ska. They're just young kids who play ska music. I remember in Outpost. So, sila ba, nagkan pa kayo daw I've met because of that band competition. Because of that band competition as well, we have to launch like the winner na Kitsato. So we have a very big event na, like the big gun na. We had it in Ayala. You remember?
That was like the big final.
Yeah. This is 08 ni siya.
This is 2008.
Okay. Where that new mall right now? Where that new mall in Ayala is? That new wing? Used to be parking, remember?
Okay.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
You go out to that side and then it's all parking where you get a taxi. Huh?
Yeah, they used to have gigs there. I watched Parokya ni Edgar there.
Yes, Franco, nakasuway dito. So, moto siya ba? Yeah, that was my entry with Power Spoons.
That gig.
Because atong tulo ato ka tao was atong three bands, our three headliners was Power Spoons, Ambassadors, and the Line Device. Because we were selling the Line Device because their Daydream Dance was like the OBB music and the CBB music for that show.
So this was all funded by...
It's a Match.
It's a Match, which is under Bigfoot. Yeah. Interesting.
It was under Bigfoot. So from there, we're na live ang scene balik where, because we were because murang kong nag-semi-manage because like Online Divides, Ambassadors, they were asking me to help them like book gigs, so sana yung mamutana nila, book gigs and whatnot. So, I didn't organize the gigs.
Yeah.
There were just invites nga ako yung represent. So I go to the gigs, which made me look like manager of the bands. But I go to the gigs
so you went to the gigs with the band.
With the band.
So yeah, because like at least from the outsider's point of view, which was me, no, at the time, for some reason you had this, you had like a standing within the community, no? And the standing was like, yeah, Kalang Kaloy, he can get you into these gigs, he can, all of these things, ba. And I can't remember the first time I met you. I don't know, maybe you can remember, no? But I am not. I have a vague recollection, like maybe it was McCoy, like
it was McCoy. It was McCoy. I remember how I got you into a gig, Rescue a Hero.
Oh, va?
It was in Outpost. You guys played because you guys were invited for an open mic.
Yeah, that was our first time in Outpost.
You guys were invited for an open mic. You guys were playing the first song. After your no. In the middle of your first song, Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy
called me up. Bay, asa ka bay? Yung naman, nainintuking ka man kasi kailangan ka maminaw. No, bay. No. Not quoting Sandy though, but it was something like that. Like, naimayo or nainindun. No, that's how we, bay, when we hear a band on stage, bay, wala mi diha. We call each other and say, bay, asa mga bay, naimayo, dapat kakitaan eh. It was somewhere between those. Yeah. Instantly I went. I caught you guys on your last song.
Oh, ba?
Yeah. You were playing with your, you had this, was it
the guitar?
Yeah.
The orange one? The
orange one. I was about to say that kind of colorful, that guitar. I can't forget ba eh. And you were on stage, awkward mo paminaw, awkward mo tanong. And then si McCoy lang was like trying to be a performer.
McCoy was the most performer.
Yeah. Trying to be a performer. Yeah. Inyong basis si Jeremy kay awkward kita nun. Like awkward kita nun. Yeah. The drummer
Jason. They will be so happy to hear this.
Yeah, si Jason was like, si Jason kay Murashig di kibaw. Tanaw mo Jason Murashig di kibaw mo drums. But it all sounded good. So that's when I introduced myself to Makay, and then I told him like I wanted to do a gig. Or where can I invite you guys?
So when that happened, you were already organizing gigs.
I was already organizing gigs.
So how did you get to like organize gigs? So like first if you were quote unquote, you looked like you were representing ambassadors in the line divides.
Yeah.
So how did that get from there to organizing gigs?
So because Outpost, we did a lot of things. It's a match and Outpost and all these bands. We did a lot of things with them. Yeah, I was there. I was like, makipani-kunin mo there, and then almost all, if not all the owners of Outpost knows my dad. Yeah. So my dad hangs out in Outpost. Even now that I'm using an Outpost, nakahang out na sa Pilipto. So I know sila Sir Randy, Sir everyone. I know them. Yeah. They just at one point I just asked. I remember asking Sandy like, "Babe, so pag-higugid diri." It's like, "Babe, nalang ko anak." So I asked, and then template. I tried to make a template because of my mga observations ako with the other gigs that I went to, other productions. We won't name them na lang, but there were other productions. Yeah, I present their gigs. And then, lingaw to kaya that time, the productions that time here in Cebu were genre related. You have a production where all punk. You have a production where, So I was like, I want open genre.
Really? You were one of the...
I want open genre. So I don't even mind covers. Because I grew up listening to bands who were writing original songs but doing covers at the same time. Like Frank.
Yeah.
So I was open to and other bands that we won't mention. But I was open to covers yun. I was open to covers. I was like, let's do it. So it started from there. Which I got the name Rocket One because of that.
Let's get to Rocket One. So
let's just discuss that later. But muna siya ba? And then because before mga tuko gigs, I just bring a camera.
Yeah.
I didn't have Facebook at that time, so it's all multiply.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't able to get all the photos there kasi login. So it's on the internet. Sayang. But that was me. 07, 08, when you see me in gigs, I was like this dude with the bands, the Kinsa. But I bring in camera and just like shoot the gigs. Then I started making gigs. Then akong gigs lagi nato was in Outpost, like Outpost lagi siya for me. Because I had no funds. I didn't invest in anything. Wala gyud. I just talked to the band, gusto ko gig.
What was your deal with Outpost? Like, would they pay? Like, in general, would they pay like people to organize gigs?
Nobody.
Well,
You've never tried organizing at that time.
we did, but like we never asked for it.
No, but their style is they won't ask for a bar fine. You can just use their space, use their sound equipment, use whatever. They give food for your band.
Food for the bands, always got that.
Yeah, but that's it.
That's it.
So I didn't get anything. Wala. Well, I didn't get.
So what motivated you to do that?
It's a cliche, but it's never thought of it. But you know the cliche of like supporting talents. But I think at that time, uncle ko, I wasn't that matured yet. I just had fun with it. Just went with it. But at the same time, I was doing other work. I was doing production design work in Bigfoot still. So I just come from Mactan to here just to do gigs. But okay man ako sweldo, so maybe at that time it didn't matter to me.
Yeah, you were kind of like feeding your soul.
I was exactly. I was feeding my soul because at a very young age, up to that point, fans mo kung ano yung mga banda ba. Like I hear them, I don't know them yet. Instantly, oh, I'm a part of the group that I used to just watch or look at. Some of them by just like I see them hanging in like Mo's Coffee ba, yan lang, may copies na niya. Walang kawalan ko ba? Kung na nila.
Kaila na kanila. Yeah, it's like it was always like that to me with Sheila and the Insects. I would see like Ian Zafra. And I'll be like, man, that guy's a god. And then you meet him, and then he was always fun to talk to, and all. But like when at the time, like they were, I really loved seeing Sheila and the Insects play.
That's what happened to me, but when I started doing those things. Imagine me, taong ambassadors niya, like, I just watched local MTV, local mix, and then like, whoa, and then like, oh, we're friends, and then Power Spoons, everyone. Then I met the Sati. These guys and let's just say Katsuki as well.
Oh yeah, Katsuki for sure.
Early college days na ko I've watched them play.
Yeah. I think you have a story where your dad brought you to a gig. Is this the first gig?
First gig.
Yeah, si Katsuki.
Bar 5. A bar called Bar 5. It wasn't my first gig yun. But it was, let's just say, my first gig na intimate magamay lang venue. The pinabar lang. Because I used to go to gigs by grade school ko I go to gigs.
Yeah.
In Sacred, kasi they do Mango Jam, they do all those things in the early 90s, late 90s.
Wala po ko. I have no idea.
Right. These are early 90s, late 90s. Because I'm an 80s kid, I'm an 81.
Yeah.
So, early 90s, late 90s, grade school pa ko, up to high school, Mango Jam, sikat kayo, local vocal,
local vocal
loud and proud.
Those are all the radio shows, right?
There's a radio show now that's local vocal.
Okay.
There's a group before, but I couldn't remember their exact name, but they're let's just say their tagline was local, vocal, loud, and proud.
Okay.
The 90s pa na ba? And they do gigs. Ay mga banda like Sacred Heart bands like Invictus. There's like Brian Sacro. I just watched their bike and in gymnasium puno na do.
Yeah.
I remember watching 40 the band. 40 now.
Sacred Heart Gym.
Sacred Heart Gym by full pack. 50 pesos entrance with a free beer and beer bottle.
Yeah, that's probably called the Mission Concert.
Probably.
Those were... We looked forward to that every year.
Right? So, kanabay niya. Pagkato siya, ito gig was my first with my dad, yung bar, proper gig. Because, when you go to big gigs where di magkaka, so it's all the experience lang. It's not really like into music, but not totally music. So, kanto ba? So I look at Katsuki. I'm not too sure yung band name niya that time was something Pop Rice. Or something like that.
I don't know. I have Katsuki's gonna hate this that we're just talking about.
She will hate us for this.
No, but like I think I also have like one of my first gigs. It wasn't my first gig, but one of the first gigs I can remember going to was that bar in Gaisano Country Mall, Paddy's Point.
Paddy's Point, yeah.
Right? And then Katsuki played.
Yeah.
I remember watching Katsuki's band. I don't know if she was called Katsuki na.
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure like band.
Yeah.
Pop Rice or something like that.
I'm not sure, but I remember seeing her play.
Yeah.
Every time I remind her of this, she
She hates
Yeah,
it.
boss. When I remember, like, because she does cover mga covers pa to. I think nasa siya original, but then I cover. Can't forget like mga Jewel. Ito mga
Oh, she still has a voice.
Yeah,
Wow,
grabe.
crazy.
Yeah. So same sa with Saki, bay. So yeah, because of that, I'm na amigo naman nila, so we're nice to support them, and then at that point, my good, I always get comments ba nga, why no one's doing it like you, something like that. So I don't really know what's the difference, to be honest. Until now, I wouldn't know what's the difference. I just did that. The thing lang with that was when reality hits you, me doing those things, what J Barta?
Yeah.
It was more on me spending rather than there's
Ah.
return. So to connect lang, ang radar sa Cebu, naran ako. Naabot na sa Manila ba.
Yeah.
So that's when Alex Lim called me up again. And then, nagkastorya may invited me to go to Manila to observe their sonic boom. And then eventually led to us being partners or working together. So that's when Sonic boom.
That's when you brought it back to Cebu.
That's when I brought it back to Cebu. So it's they did the annual things here. Na ay mga in the middle sila Rav, which I remember my first actual Sonic Boom gig was a gig at that place in Real Concourse, the one below.
Ah, that was your first gig?
That was my first gig.
I was there.
You were playing.
No, I didn't
Rescue
play.
Hero played, eh?
No, the one on the Royal Concourse.
It
Wala pa
was-
Rescue Hero.
Wala ba? It was with Fast Pitch.
Yeah, I remember coming back because I lived abroad.
Uh-huh.
I remember that was like a month. Like, I was very new back in Cebu, and I went with my friend, and then we watched that gig.
Yeah, it was a Fast Pitch gig.
Oh.
So it was a Fast Pitch gig. I wasn't involved in Sonic Boom at that time, but I was doing gigs na here. And then Line Divides was playing. So I was there, and then that was my official first gig. I wanted to go to their 06 or 07 Batunga Blast Off, their first Blast Off. If I'm not mistaken, it was the 07, I think it was the first. And then it was in Baseline, but I couldn't get in anymore. Okay, punok na kayo ba? Sinulog na siya, so I didn't go. And then the 08 was, I think, still in Baseline, which I didn't go. And then 2009 I wasn't entirely part of it, but unofficial pa kayo. But then that was in Real Concourse already.
2009.
Yeah. And then, ako official gig first was 2010, which I brought it up scale and started in Grand Convention, if I'm not mistaken.
Was the 2009 the last one in Royal Concourse?
That was
I
the
think
last
I
one.
went to that one.
That was the last one in Royal Concourse.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, thereby.
So that's how you got involved, like, in a big way.
In a big way, yeah. In a big way, I think. Yeah, okay, even before that, but I was there's so many things that a lot of people probably don't know, like Artisco. Before Artisco was born, but it was Ian talked to me about it.
Yeah.
And I think ang concept na niya na unsag yun, well, we were hanging out in there's this convenience store niya in Ayala niya, tupad kay Praktisanan. NCR, I think.
Yeah.
We were hanging out there with Line Divide.
There, yeah.
And then nag-istorya kami about doing a co-op thing. I think that idea was born there actually. There's so many things that
What happened to Artisco?
Now I don't know now what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I not resigned, but I left the group officially a few years after that. 2010, because di naman ko ka-focus.
Yeah.
Focus ba? Doing ako na kaya Sonic Boom, and then magpusad kaya akong family, just having a hard time adjusting by making money now with what I'm doing. I was in Manila, and then to come back here. Then I was doing radio pa, I had a radio show.
Mo ba?
Y101 Esquina.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right. Yeah. Every Sunday, dude, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. the next day.
So is that your like peak all over the place? Like,
That was
what year was that? Like,
so this should be between 2009 to 2014.
yeah, what's some of that? Was
The
that
peak
like,
was around 9 to 12, 9 to 13. Somewhere there.
yeah, what was like, Was it too much? Kanang murag, you had like too much on your plate na, or
Um, it did bring food to the table.
okay.
So
So one like kanang you ended up focusing a lot on that, and then
yep, I ended up focusing a lot of that. I left my production design. I was doing films, but when you do films, because that was the time also I was doing films. I was doing Escrimadors, sometime 08, 09, somewhere there, I think. 07, 08, 09, somewhere in those years. And then I was part of Ang Damgo ni Eleuteria.
yeah,
That was 2010. And then you have MPR around 11, 12, somewhere there. But it was okay, but di kayo, not enough.
the films aren't like they're not there all the time.
They're not there all the time. Yeah. So, ang focus kita ko at that point was Sonic Boom, but then, and
Well, to be fair, you thought that the Sonic Boom would be like
right,
your
because
career path.
we opened the store.
Yeah,
So, yeah, to be fair, I really thought it would open a path. It was just hard for me at that point because I was married, I had a daughter already. I wasn't earning that much, but then I was in Manila also, so it was confusing. Like at that point, I was really confused, like what to do because sayang sa biyaan.
yeah.
I made a name na there, so it's like it was really at that point. At the same time, it was peak, but at the same time, it was very confusing to me as well. Yeah. So,
So then you just decided to, at some point, I guess you made a decision because you were out of the event space
yeah, for Sonic Boom.
for Sonic Boom
Yeah.
for quite a while, diba?
Yes.
So you made a decision to just come back to Cebu, or
The cooking part for me to come back to Cebu, well, to spend more time here because I was still doing Sonic Boom because of my heart thing.
oh yeah,
I was hospitalized 2011. So a big portion of that was because at that time I was supposed to co-manage Urban Dub.
yeah,
I was able to help put Urban Dub to Tanduay, but what you could nakasugod because I got sick. So went back to Cebu. That was 2011, and then made a hiatus for a while. Left Urban Dub. I think si Alex ni continue ato, if I'm not mistaken, and then stayed here.
yeah.
Didn't do anything for ilang a month.
Because you really had to rest.
I had to
also.
rest, yeah, I had to rest. And then, from there, I-focus ko doing gigs here in Cebu while still connected in Manila. So, nabali na. Before, I was in Manila doing once a year gig here and probably 3-4 pocket gigs, road to blast off gigs. And then, nabali na. Karon, do gigs here, do sinulog here, and then just fly to Manila for the anniversary and shockwave. So, may nahitabo. But then, I did not leave until 2013. By that year, we saw a decline attendance here in Cebu. Up to a point where, I think even in Manila, up to a point where Alex Lim decided not to do blast off anymore.
Yeah. So when he decided not to do
it was me na ba who I want to do it still.
Okay, you pushed it through.
I still believe that there's still market. We can still make it happen. Boom, waterfront.
Yeah, you went big.
No, because I had no options. But I couldn't do Grand Con because renovation.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, where? Someone.
As you know, Cebu doesn't have that many.
Yeah, so originally I didn't want to put it to Oak Ridge because I have this Cebu City thing. Like Santo Niño has to be here in Cebu City. It was because as not many people would probably believe. When I was part of Boom, especially for Blast Off, for me it's Halad yun ni Santo Niño.
Yeah.
It's Halad yun ni Santo Niño. I have a tattoo of Santo Niño. So it's like mauna akong devotion ba. So it's like I'm gonna do it in Cebu City. It should be in Cebu City. It should be all about Santo Niño. It should be that. Like, among gigs record by Blast Off na kay Santo Niño on the game. I put like Santo Niño there.
Oh, ba?
Yeah, I was Santo Niño, but I put it in The gates. You probably don't notice
I
it now.
know yet. To be honest, I
In
don't
the
know.
gates. It's in the gates.
Oh.
So, supposedly in Waterfront, sa Atlantic Hall na siya, or upstairs.
Okay.
But then there was a event on Saturday that cancelled out. Oh no, wait, yeah, that cancelled out. Yeah, they asked us if we could put our event at the ballroom. Very last minute, like a week on that week now. So we transferred it there.
It's huge. That's like a huge space.
Huge space to fill. We have good number of people, but we ran into mostly technical problems, stuff like that. So people enjoyed, but at the back production side was my worst blast off ever. Production side. So it wasn't because Waterfront was big. We filled it. Right? We 80% filled it, and that was okay because the target was Atlantic Hall.
Yeah.
So
I think
if it was in Atlantic Hall, it would be fine. Yeah, because it was in ballroom na. So moto, no? So we ran into a lot of technical issues. Programming wise, we started late because of technical issues as well. So we ended up really late. Nasa kayo. We extended pa sa Waterfront. We had problems about that area. So there was a lot of problems production side. Now after that, I was so drained.
Because you were taking it all on your own in a sense, diba?
Yes, in a sense, yes. So it's like all drained. I'm not gonna do it. So just not gonna do it. So yeah, that's when I told Alex to stop studying.
So that was, what year was that?
2014.
2014. So 4 years later, you guys decided to start this Rocket One thing.
So when I stopped,
I mean, wait, is it too early to talk about it?
Okay lang. So when I stopped, I told myself, okay, I need to focus on something.
Yeah.
Because I've got my family hanging on the balance and everything. So I was like, okay, I think I need to focus. Because the thing with me is I don't have I didn't grow up knowing I have family support.
Yeah.
Parents. I grew up in that sense, not an excuse, but I grew up in a sense where there's no proper roots, no proper clout. Like, if I have problems here, I could, in my mom's side, I could go to my father's side. Easier kaya escape. So what keep kay not growing up, I didn't have like that. So, when I run into like personal problems, it's like I try to solve it on my own.
Yeah.
So what do I think? So, try to focus on something. So I focus on above the line production because while all of this discussion na to by in between ako yung mga projects.
Yeah.
What I left was architecture. I left good because supposedly unta motive first ihatag gid ako income na sakto even before Bigfoot ihatag siya income here and there. So anyway, I was like, okay, too late to start architecture. I'll focus lang ATL. Okay, I actually didn't fail by my board exams. Nakoy technicalities.
Yeah.
So they didn't allow me to pass. So I have technicalities. Like, okay, game. But anyway, so I focus on above the line. But then it didn't work out for me. That whole year of 2014, it didn't work out. I was like,
we don't need to get into the details of that.
So I get into next year. Sige, one more year.
One more year,
because that year also I got into a whole lot of mess. I had because I messed naman kitudaan ng year. So that year was like very bad year for me. But I ended up having mga personal problems. Problems. So ito pa 2015 let's try to give it one more year.
One more year of what? Of
production.
Okay, production. Okay.
But
you weren't. This isn't with Above the Line anymore.
Above the Line still.
This is with Above the Line. Okay.
But at that point, I joined my family's firm na.
Okay.
On and off because nakapagay production mo on and off. And then by the way, nag-teach na ko aning time 2011 as part-time teacher.
Oh, okay.
So but 2015 I was like, okay, let's try to do this. But then, wamang goodbye, so I left ATL right smack in the middle of 2015 and focus on architecture na lang goodbye.
That's when you started on your architecture.
Yeah, that's when I tried to focus it again. Like, focus again ko ba. So yeah, did architecture for 15 and then was like a robot.
So that's when you quit production design.
That's when I quit. Anything production, but that's when I quit. I deleted so many things. I deleted like one hard drive full of files.
2015.
Which nagmahay ko now.
Because now you're kind of back in it in a way.
In a way, yeah. So 16 I did architecture still. And then last year, muna to. Then last year suddenly start these talks about like, hey, there's a gap. Which I believe there's also a gap.
Gap in what?
In music.
In music.
Music, there's a gap. So which ultimately led me to this moment right now, Rocket One.
Yeah.
So reviving Rocket One.
Yeah. So how did you mentioned how you came up with the name Rocket One?
Alright, so this was with Bai Nunez sometime 08. So I have my Tapsi Kiss. Right? So we were hanging around, ako, then there's Bai, Bai's girlfriend, then girlfriend, now wife, si Ann, and then Aiki, yes. Aiki Vestil of Ramat Club.
The artist.
The artist, yes. Burrito Machine.
Burrito Machine, that's right.
So we were hanging out at my place. It was actually that time I still didn't open my place. I was still cooking, whatnot, trying to experiment, upsilog and whatnot. Sa kabisi. But anyway, hang out lang iba, and then we got into it talking about like, production. So many production. May kay racket ba? Racket ba? So,
okay.
A racket. So, okay, sige. And then, one thing led to another about Rocket 101. I was like, let's just do Rocket 1. So
this was like, what, 10 years ago? Something like that.
10 years ago. Almost 10 years ago.
So now...
Officially, 8 years ago. Because, gibuhin ni Chagmayo when I was in Manila na. So, but yeah.
But you guys weren't using the name Rocket One for anything.
We did. If you look at our Facebook page, there are Rocket One gigs that you guys didn't know because it was overshadowed by Sonic Boom.
Amo ba?
Yeah.
Okay.
There were gigs you played in, it was a Rocket One gig.
Really?
But when I walk around, when you see me, it's
you're
Sonic
associated.
Boom, Sonic Boom. So it got overshadowed by Sonic Boom, which I didn't mind because I was part of Sonic Boom at that time. I don't mind still even until now. So, I decided to what motivated me yun to come back was Gabi Alipe, Urban Dub, called me up Sinulog Friday this year. He called me up and he asked because word got to him that I wanted to have a meeting with him or meeting with his group and Nemesis.
Okay.
Nemesis Music. Because he has I wouldn't say managing label, but something like that.
That's his umbrella.
Yeah, that's his umbrella.
Whatever for
company or something.
Okay.
Nemesis Music Group. So it got to him that I wanted to meet him, but because there were times when I had discussions with some bands that were present in Manila, Cebu ba nga, nasa sa Manila, but thinking of mounting up a gig and then with this band and whatnot, and they were like, storya mini. Narbet me work out right now with Nemesis, so why don't we just talk to Gabi about it? Blah. It's like, sige. But I held off because I wasn't too sure if I'm gonna mount a gig.
Yeah.
So, but what motivated me more, when I got a call from Gabi and then he said, "Are you available tomorrow to talk and whatnot?" I was like, Sinulog Saturday. I grabbed the opportunity, but I was building a set. So I told him, I'm building a set, but I will. It's your invitation by Nako Balibaran. So it's in their place, small group lang, just them, the band, his parents were there, and then the missus, sila lang. So went there for lunch ba, gikas ko nag-build og set, pintal. So I went there, and then nagka-istorya lang me. Sharing me about a lot of things, about status in music, and all, and then it dawned to me about how I started it. I started it it became an advocacy. We're supporting talent. It's not about singer versus songwriters or singer versus singer-songwriters. It was more on like talent.
Yeah.
Kinsay Kamao deserves to be heard. So, Mona siya, it motivated me because it came from Gabi na. Came from...
What came from Gabi? Because he set the meeting because he wanted to talk to you about the possibility of putting up...
He wanted... before pa, we've been talking about it that he wants to do gigs here with Nemesis. And at the same time, of course, he wants to help the scene here, right? He wants to uplift all the bands here, all this band exchange. Because the goal mo good really with me, I wouldn't say Sonic Boom lang because I'd be carrying the entire...
Yeah, so with you,
so with me na lang. So with me magud ba, what I really wanted to do is band exchange. Because I saw that magud before what Sonic Boom did. Even before I came.
Band exchange mean?
But like, they put a band from Cebu to Manila, and then Manila bands come here Cebu, then you have a band from Iloilo come here Cebu, Cebu band go to Iloilo, Cagayan band go here, Cebu go there. I really like that by how they did it before. Ganahan kay ko, and I don't know why karon ba with Spotify, with all this new media, somehow there's no one doing it. Or it can't be done in a way.
I guess it has to be self-sustainable, diba?
Well, yeah, right now, everything you do, it has to be sustainable. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't hear bands from Cagayan anymore. I don't hear bands from Iloilo anymore. Point, click, kill. Someone from the member, I think, vocalist or guitarist, actually passed away, so rest in peace to him. Mm-hmm. But, I don't, because those bands are like Gasolina.
Yeah, I love Gasolina.
Di ba, bay?
Yeah,
they're from Cagayan.
The guitarist is here naman.
Well, right. But anyway, they're from there, and then, so basically, because if we didn't stop Sonic Boom, bay, you know what the next project was supposed to be? It's gonna do a Philippine tour, like a bus tour. Like you drive to these places and do gigs. I don't know if I shared that idea.
No, never.
To you guys. So I really, because wala na mga right now, we don't, because we always talk about supporting local music, where are our local musicians and whatnot. But for me, in my own opinion, that's good, that's nice, but it's sometimes it's very local also, like hyper local na sad kay siya nga siguro sad kayo.
Yeah.
How about the others? Because like we're Philippines.
Yeah.
Like how about the other musicians from way down under, like
Mindanao? I guess one of the reasons why it's not done is because of all the logistical costs involved. And then this isn't just with music. One of the problems with being in the Philippines is there's water in between all of these islands.
So we have this geographic problem. Even in our city, we have a geographic problem. That's why maglisod atong music here or any arts. We have a geographic problem. For example, I will let you play in Banilan.
Okay.
Tonight, Friday, with an entrance of, let's just say, 250. Then I'll let you play tomorrow night at Handurao Mango with no entrance. So ikaw taga Cebu ka, asam ka.
Yeah. So you'll be like, huwat na ko tomorrow.
Yes, naramas doon. If I let you play also Mandawi, for example, karon tonight nakasama, bayad 250. Tomorrow I'll let you play sa Mandawi libre. Asa ka?
As the audience?
As an audience.
Mangita na pos libre, di ba?
Mangita libre, di ba? Or, pwede saan nga, bayad lang ko kay layo ang Mandawi. Isang pagduhol.
Well, yeah.
In short, we have that geographical problem where it's confusing to solve. Because ato ang culture nga dili anad o traffic.
Yeah.
Dili anad o hassle layo. Gets ka? So siguro ang layo jud kayo is Danao. So I let you play 250 here, I let you play free in Danao. Sure jud kay ko you pay 250 here.
Mo ba? You think so?
I think so.
Is that's something that I've been wondering, because like Katong, back when we were still playing, murag, when you would hear the word entrance fee, it was like a big problem.
Big problem,
murag,
yeah.
Nobody wanted to pay, and yeah, if maghimo ka gig, like dili ka ganahan mo charge an entrance fee, but you're not sure if people will go.
Right.
I wonder if that's changed now.
I wonder too. That's why I'm bringing it back. But what I meant was, if it's a club in Danao, you drive an hour or so, and then you have a club here that pays 250. Para na
Ano, yeah,
Cebu crowd will pay 250.
Yeah.
Then going to a free club in Danao,
Oh, isa pa lang na.
right? Unless if it's going to be summer sunscreen.
Yeah, yeah.
So where everyone's close,
yeah.
so I drive. So there's like a geographical problem. So city pa lang na siya or province pa lang. What if it's like Karonay,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Cagayan? So, but para ako, it's we're talking about going there. How about listening to their music Spotify? On Spotify, like asa naman na sila? Where is the driving force for them to record and be heard outside? That's quality. Because daghan mag-talent ba eh. Ang ako araman yun is to differentiate quality
Yeah.
kaysa quantity.
Yeah, well, I think also now we're just because like Spotify, all with the internet and everything. So many, you as a listener, like it's not like when I was in high school where all of my friends listened to the same 4 or 5 bands.
Yeah.
Now I suspect I'm not in high school. I suspect that if I have friends in high school and then randomly choose another person in high school and then let them name their top 5 artists, it'll be totally different. You might get 10 people and they might have 50 different artists
True.
that they listen to.
That's true.
So it's in a way, it's the best time for music because you get to listen to, there's so much out
Yes.
there and then you can easily get to it. But also at the same time, not everybody is listening to the same thing anymore. Now, I wonder if, because the bands in Cagayan, for example, I don't know, I'm not in the scene, so maybe they do have listeners who are also in
They're
Cagayan.
not, yeah.
Murag, it's hyper-local na ba?
lang
Oh.
siya lagi. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, it's nice to...
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's nice to... But ako, come back with this Rocket Month thing.
Oh.
I don't have that yet. I don't have that project where, let's do it.
Yeah. Let's just get a gig together first.
Yeah, Karon, it's just like, let's just have everyone together first. And let's see what's gonna happen. Ano lang, because Karon ba, if you send out an advocacy, like for me at my age, what my priorities are, it's kind of difficult, So,
Yeah.
tanaw lang sa akin, and you just, ang what's up for me lang right now, that's why for this first one, I'm willing to risk it. I think because right now, I know now what I'm doing.
Oh.
I know what to do, but there is still a risk because at the end of the day, you don't know your audience.
Yeah.
You know them, but you don't know them personally.
Yeah.
So you're not sure if, because like people they shout like we want gig, but how sure are you that they're going to pay for your gig?
For the gig, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. So it's a risk, but the difference lang is I know now what I'm doing now. Like I said before, it was like head on.
Wala na.
Wala
Yeah.
na, like.
Is it too early to give details about the upcoming?
Oh, I can.
What is like finalized or?
What's finalized right now? It's with Urban Dub and Fast Pitch.
Okay.
It's both long sets.
Nice. That's another pet peeve of mine, by the way. But anyway, I hate short sets.
Yeah. So the opening acts though is still short sets. 5 sets, but confirmed right now is Urban Dub and Fast Pitch. Both of them are playing long sets, semi-long sets. So it's Urban Dub will play 12 songs. Fast Pitch hopefully will play 10 songs. And then I can't push them to do more because members of Fast Pitch are also members of Urban Dub as a moment, line-up wise. Russell and John.
And John.
John's playing. So I even want to put. I actually want to put, if John would be listening to this, or if you're listening, John, I actually want to have Cables and Space to be a part of, which is John's band also. But then it got me thinking. Ang young member would be Russell also. So and then Sam, which is the session drummer for Dub, would be playing drums for Cables and Space as well. So
You're putting them to work.
Yeah. I don't want to put you guys into work if you guys are listening. So yeah, I don't want to put them to work. Give them a grabe. So maybe I'll invite Cables and Space some other time. But that's the idea. We have Urban Dub and Fast Pitch, and then for sure, there's opening act would be Shuffled and Bethany because they have new songs coming out. The other band I can't mention yet because they still didn't confirm, but I'm hoping to get a woman to do the front nila ba? Ilang vocalist should be a female vocalist. I'm looking for a female vocalist now. It's diverse. So there you go. That's the concept, and I know that's the lineup, and then
Any venue?
I
Wala
can't
pa.
say it yet. It's not confirmed yet, but it's on April.
Okay.
I have the date already, but since I don't have the venue yet, best not to say the date yet. So, but it's on April. It's in Cebu City. Hopefully, we're working out the details right now, permits and everything. But yeah, that's it. That's the
so
plan.
nice. So but eventually you want to like tour with the Rocket One.
Eventually, if we can make that tour happen, then we probably do it. But I don't know, like Vans Warped Tour. This is the longest tour
Oh yeah,
in,
they stopped.
in America. Their last year is this year. So I don't know if it's still smart to do it because our peg was actually them. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. But there are things in my head in terms of advocating music that you probably doesn't need a live component. So we'll see. I just really want to focus on. There's two things I'm focusing on right now for advocacy in music. I want to build Rocket One's name. I don't know if it will go to managing. I don't think so because as of the moment, I don't want it to become a business. So I just want the name out there for Rocket One. No business plan yet or whatsoever. Then I want to build up the game. So I want capacity is about my maximum is 1,000 people. So that's it. Selling only 1,000 tickets. So hopefully I can get there. If I can get half of it, then that's fine. But the end goal for this is really to know if there's change. Because my ticket, I won't say it yet, but it's going to be pricey. It's higher than Cebu usual.
Well, one thing going for it is it's actually quite difficult to catch Fast Pitch or Urban Dub gig at this point.
Yeah.
Diba?
Fast Pitch is doing a comeback. So basically this event could probably be like a homecoming for them. Like a proper homecoming. Even for Dub, I think. Even for Dub. Because after they announced they're not gonna play anymore as a complete set, I think they never came back here yet formally. They got here for invites and whatnot. They played during Sinulog, but not as like an urban dub.
Yeah, like kind of mga corporate gig,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess. Which I think for them, that's where the money is.
Yeah, that's where the money is. Yeah, where you survive.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to touch on, what's this? Explore 360.
Oh yeah.
No?
So that when did we make that alive? When was the
The Miglanilla
thing? 2016?
2016.
Right.
That was really fun, honestly. Grabe.
So the whole idea was with my partner now, si Jel. Jel Angelica Gamolo. I had this pitch project that I wanted to do in terms of exploration.
Yeah.
I've been following this group in YouTube, Expedition Overland.
Okay.
So what they do overlanding.
What does that mean?
Expedition Overland.
Yeah.
They do overlanding, which means that they go to places by land.
Okay. Expedition Overland. Okay.
Yeah, Expedition Overland.
3 words.
Actually, I think overland is one word.
Oh, okay. Alright.
I'm not too sure, but
Then,
Expedition Overland. So, they're based in US. They're Americans, and then they're a group, and they do it really professionally. Like They have 2 to 3 trucks, and then they camp out. But when they go to places if
So there's video.
there's video.
Shooting. It's a show.
It's a show.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
show. It's like a reality show. But the good thing about this reality show is they have no actors. It's them.
They're just
So they have a specific crew members. Like there's a driver, there's like this, and there's like that. So they have a camera crew. But then they edit it out when they get home, though. But then they of course load everything up, and they have a channel, so you just check them out.
yeah. I will.
But so the idea was it was still around 2014. Excuse me, it was still around 2014 when I was doing with Dinamark, Art Attack, Disney Art Attack.
Oh yeah.
So I was doing PD. Sila Happy Garahe was doing art direction. So at that point, I traveled almost every day building the set to Mactan
Yeah.
with my crew, see John C. And then, of course, when you drive by, you just talk about ideas and stuff. So I was following Expedition Overland at that point, and I was like, this is very nice for Philippines. Because I remember Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, that president. If I remember correctly, Ian Project was marketing back the Roro system. The roll-on, roll-off
Yeah.
boats that nautical highway, because that's one of the cheapest way to travel the Philippines. Some consider not, but I think it is, or it can be, depending on your mindset. But anyway, I was like, it would be nice to do overlanding in the Philippines because you have to cross a lot of water channels. So, let's try to template overlanding. So, ang ilahang good is they go to places, hard to reach places, they route it out, then when they get there, they just camp, or if na very touristy place that they do, of course, it's lang mag-auto. They ride a boat, if ever they need to go into a lake, and then they come back and ride their truck na saan, go to another place, something like that.
This is all shot. They're all talking to the camera.
Yeah, talking to the camera. And ang ilang series per series nila, I think it's about 40 minutes or 30 to 40 minutes between that. Yeah. Like how sad, because like, asa ka mo agi, it's a ruta, and then they invite you to go. They invite you to go,
I guess if you watch the show, I'm guessing, because I haven't seen it, but you can kind of replicate what they're doing.
Yes. The idea is that. But ako was to make it, I'm pitching na to everyone because it's in the podcast. But to make it live.
Yeah, that's why you have the events.
Yeah, we have the live updates. Because here in Cebu, or in the Philippines, because I travel a lot, especially here lang sa Atua. The only way for you to research to get from point A to point B is to Google blogs.
Yeah.
Right? But the problem with blogs, not all of them are updated.
Yeah.
Say, for example, your last blog, if you want to go to this area of the province, somewhere in Bohol, the last blog you probably see is 2016.
Yeah,
so there might be changes. So what ako is to do it live, or you start from point zero and then kunin imong ruta, and then when you get here, you say okay, this is how many kilometers among nadagan, this is the gas at among nakuha, and then if you're stuck here, these are all the whatever, blah blah blah. Make it like that. Make it maghimo og one series good, but then there are live snippets from time to time.
Kanang post on social media. So, but you plan to shoot it. So you
shoot it good, yeah. I plan to shoot it good.
Okay, but you haven't done that so far. The first one.
No. I haven't done it because when you do it, it's a commitment.
Oh yeah.
So it's still up in the air. Supposedly it's like that, but then because of that, I was able to meet Gel, and then we were able to talk about it, and then Explore 360 was born because I needed a company if I'm gonna pitch that. So Explore 360 was born, and then because we can't do that thing yet, we're like, okay, so what can we do? So she was like, always wanted to do travel photography workshop. So I was like, okay, if you want to do that, let's just do something else like can just not workshop. So it was the exploration thing.
Yeah, the
travel photography workshop.
Yeah, in the experimental forest.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
But that's the whole goal of Explore 360 with that. And now there's a travel group. Oh man, I forgot their Instagram account. Their route is actually the entire Philippines. I don't know if they've done it na entire June, but they're in a minivan.
Ah.
By cliche kayo, they're in a like a combi Volkswagen van. I think there's three of them. There's three of them. Travel gid sila ba eh. They sleep on their van, whatnot, and then that's like advocacy. Their advocacy is, if I'm not mistaken, they're giving out lights. Ng mga suga ba? In these places where wala yung mga suga eh. So,
ba? So, like,
if I'm not mistaken, I think it's solar. I think it looks like kanang mga lampara. It looks like that, but I think it's solar. You know, like you can charge it and then may suga. Yeah. I think so.
Actually, I feel like it would be surprisingly
while
easy.
While we're talking, I'm gonna check.
Sure. I think like it would be surprisingly easy to do something like that, man. It's just like it kind of depends where you are in your life. You get what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Like, that doesn't work for me right now.
But it's nice to do, right?
No, but like, yeah, you get to, like, I think you're like straight out of college or you're in your mid-20s and then you don't need a lot of things pa.
Yeah.
And then all you have in abundance is basically time.
You're right. That's it. The Philippine road trip.
The Philippine road trip.
Yes.
That's the name of the Instagram. The guy's kind of going around.
Yep. That's their route. This is podcast, so none of you can actually see it. But
yeah, search the.
just search it up.
It'll be in the show notes. The Philippine road trip. Instagram.
So that's what we wanted to do. So that's why right now we open up. We have a Instagram account. We just take photos lang, share the stories, share other people's stories as well.
They're like exploration, travel stories. Also,
for now, kana lang sa, and we want to focus Philippine travel because there's a lot of things here we haven't been gone to. Right? We talk about Palawan all the time, Siargao all the time, Bohol all the time, Boracay all the time, or wherever. But I'm sure there are places in Mindanao that we haven't even discovered yet. It's just not. It's not easy to go lang because of this. Obvious problems that we have, but it's nice. Like when we went to Lanuza, you guys were with us. We went to Lanuza. It was a different experience as well.
I love Lanuza.
So so I'm sure there are other places fun like that. So, we want to share. We want to share how to get there, stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I would go back again this year, but we're going to. My sister's getting married, so we're going to Siargao. So hopefully, I get my.
I'm going to Siargao tomorrow.
Amo ba?
No, I have a. I don't know if you want to cut this part, but I have a project there in Kermit.
Kermit, yeah.
Yeah, I have a project there in Kermit. So it's a work thing. Come back Tuesday.
From the architectural.
Yeah, architectural. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time.
Okay, but if you still have things there to talk to, okay, magiging.
Oh no, we're good. I think we covered a lot. Where can people find you?
Oh, okay, plug. All right, so first I really want to plug at Rocket One Music.
This is on.
That's on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If you notice, Facebook it's been there for a while now. Very small followers, but hopefully you guys will follow us there for updates. So that's at Rocket One Music, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And of course, my own account, which you will see on the notes, because if I say it now, you all will misspell it. So
yeah, but you just say it anyway.
All right. So okay, my Instagram is Kaloy Uypuanco. So Kaloy with a K. And I have my mother's initials there, so at least I recognize. But that's my new brand now. But I want my mother's
Mapeso. This is on Instagram. But you're like a heavy Twitter user.
I am a very heavy Twitter. I have close to 40,000 tweets, I think now. I am a very heavy Twitter user. But my Twitter is Kaloy Uypuanco because I can't fit the entire thing.
Alright. Okay, bye. Thank you so much for
thank you, bye, for inviting me. Thank you for hanging out here.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed that conversation with Kaloy Uypuanco. Make sure to subscribe to iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher. And if you like the show, please leave a rating on iTunes. That really helps. If you didn't like the show, hey, send us an email, info@032.com. Why didn't you like the show? How could we improve? Anyway, the intro and outro music is by Piano March by Audionautics. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again next week.